So yeah, like you, man.
And so for me, it's the part right there, right? So speaking of being in spaces where people need you, um, it's a matter of okay. Think of it. This how I like to think of it, like the sun, right? The sun gonna rise, right? Sun gonna go set too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, um, could use or is in need of such light, you have to protect yourself and you have to also charge yourself, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I say that to say because even I feel like even from my own experience over the years, I went that route. Like, let me go here, let me go there, and unfortunately, it does get to a point where you okay, those people that need your light or gift or whatever, it's only so much you can give until you realize that they're not going to create their own source of light and essence within themselves. They just so people can become parasitic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm speaking from a sun
No, no, no,
standpoint.
no, no, no.
Everything depends on the sun,
No, people can't become parasitic.
and so
Absolutely,
it comes a time where
I
you kind of
resonate.
gotta make a choice. Am I at a full point within myself to even go and let somebody attach to my energy, or because I feel like back to the mindfulness where I same way, like I'm very intentional with where I go. And I feel like it's important because man, I had on rose colored glasses when I first started. Right.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I don't want to cut your wisdom, but I want to go back like cause I wanted to ask you a question, but it's been flowing. We've been
Yeah.
talking. We just having a conversation. So I wanted to ask you that so how long you been on the path from when? How long have you been on this spiritual path? How like a lot of people, I asked them.
I would like to call it a life
A
path.
laugh. Yeah. So some people I ask them this question like, how long you been on the path? How long you been self aware?
Yeah.
You know, they'd be like, since I was born. I'll be like, nah,
No.
I'm talking about like when did you
Like I
notice
knew when
the
I was
importance of it?
3. So
Right,
no.
right. Like I'm thinking like when did you know the importance of the path? Like when did you know the importance of the spiritual path and how long you been on
I'm
it?
so glad you asked that because
You know
I
what I mean?
do always want to share this with people because I feel like some people meet me like say I'm going through something in this moment. People will meet me in that moment and think in their mind that I need their help, if that makes sense. Like I'm not uh a healer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But you healers need healing too.
I mean
Healers need
that
help
that is
too.
very
But
true, but
I know
they
what you
they
said.
have no
They
idea how far I've come.
come, yeah, and they think
Yes.
they
Yes.
think you weak. I mean, just
Oh yes.
just
That's the one.
they think you weak
Yes.
because me the way I went with my words, I be wanting to choose my words correctly,
Yeah.
but frankly,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it
Yes,
frankly.
that's exactly what
They
they think.
think you weak, but in reality, everybody has moments of
Moments. Yes,
weakness.
yes, yes,
That's a
yes,
reality, and if you can't embrace,
yes.
if you can't, that's what I don't like about people on this path. They think because you go through a moment or you weak that you not that.
That yes.
I that's probably one of the worst things I hate. That's probably the thing I
main
hate the
thing, the
most.
most. Yeah.
like, cause it be like
Like and
I'm
then so
gonna
now
get
I
sad.
gotta show you
I might cry
my
sometimes.
strength.
I
Yeah.
might get emotional. I might
Yeah.
get angry. I might have financial issues. I might
All that. All of
all that.
that.
But that does not mean that does not take away
From my value.
from your value, your purpose, your power, your
Yeah.
true essence.
Yeah.
Your essence is there regardless.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
essence is always there.
Mm-hmm.
So again,
Back to
the
the
question.
So
when did you get started, and what made you get on the path?
okay, so I got started basically when I used to live in the hood, and it was so much around me going on. Like I saw a pregnant woman getting abused outside, kids being real
How
bad.
old were you?
19, 20 years old.
That's crazy because that's when I got into the path when I was 19.
Yeah,
That's when I
around
started.
that time. and seeing
What
like
what 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 happened that made? What did you
what
learn, or what
what
made you? What happened to made you like, damn, this is a path? Like, what did you
yes,
learn?
I'm
What did you
yeah,
watch a documentary, a
I'm
YouTube
getting
video? Did you
there.
read a
I'm
book?
getting there.
Okay,
So
okay, yeah.
I'm seeing all these hurtful, painful, wicked, dark things happening around me. And so I would sit on the balcony of a third floor building, and the sky clear, the stars out, the moon shining, and I just talk to God. At that point, I'm talking to God, like, man, God, can you take me away from this? This is too much. I don't want to be. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this, that, and it's all like I'm recognizing the difference between good and bad and good and evil at this age on a deeper level. So, and from there, they say ask and you shall receive. And I just started to receive different meeting new people, crossing paths with people who are on this path, coming across books and things of that nature, and just from my own family, like dynamic and how we grew up and how we brought up, and I'm like, everybody fighters, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? This can't be the way we supposed to be living. I shouldn't have to feel like I gotta fight and argue with people all the time and just be. I don't know, my soul so badly was just wanting to go somewhere other than the environment that I grew up in. And so I did watch documentaries. I was my ex, his father had us watching Hidden Colors one time. And I remember even watching videos like on like Illuminati and stuff like that. So once I started getting into these documentaries, it's just like my pineal gland just started. I just was activated
Yeah,
from
yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah.
and I would always still along the beginning ask questions, and everything started to come to me. The truths that I needed to know to free my mind, and my soul, and that's how.
Yeah.
And look, I had no clue that was gonna turn into eating fruits, vegetables, greens, and drinking tea and stuff. You know
That's
what I mean?
beautiful.
So
That's
it all
beautiful.
just started coming together, and I just kept the discipline out. Not perfect, but over 8 to 9 years, I kept on. I just kept on, and like I said, I used to want to bring people with me, and they didn't want to. I
And
had to accept that, and I just still kept. You know what I mean?
and it might not be perfect, but it's powerful.
Yeah.
It's powerful. You know what I mean? And it'd be so sad in our community that when we want to change, or when we do change in our life, or when we make changes in our life, we feel like we have to say, I ain't perfect, but
Yeah,
it'd be like,
yeah. I
it's
know. It's like we
powerful.
shouldn't have to say those
It's powerful to decide to make change when you grow up in an environment that's so toxic and so negative, and you were just taught to hate yourself.
things.
It's Think about that. Like, think about that. You come
Mhm.
from the hood. I come from the hood. We come from so many adverse backgrounds, but you decided to become more healthy. You decided to take veganism seriously. You decided to create your hair oil. You decided to stay spiritual. You just decided to be more mindful. You decided to read more. Watch documentaries. Get into your ancestors. Get into the Queen Afua sacred woman. You feel me? Like, and just the path you embarking upon. That's godlike in itself when you think about it. That's transformation. That's shape shifting. You feel me? In a real way. You feel me? Because we come from this,
Mhm.
and to decide to be this,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that's powerful. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a real way. And a lot of times, due to the fact that we go through so much, and we so used to identifying with these negative things, we'll still downplay those things, when in reality That's magnificent. According to, in accordance to what we done been through and what we grew up around. You see what I'm saying? Like, and if we allow the world, if we allow the world to make us limit the power of our greatness or the powerful triumphant steps that we make, then we ultimately is neglecting who we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's self-neglect when we don't acknowledge everything we overcame. Think about it like even our ancestors sacrificed, the Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton, Nawapi Nation, Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, all these different leaders, Francis Cress Welsing, Shahrazad Ali, Ida B. Wells, Rosa Parks, Nat Turner, the Haitian Revolution, Kwame Nkrumah, Kwame Ture, all these different ancestors, right? When you read their stories and think about everything they overcome and everything they did and the times they was living in, under everything they was up under, when you think about it, think about everything they did, it's like, that's powerful, for real. And when we don't acknowledge our ancestors, we don't acknowledge what they've overcome, when we don't acknowledge what our ancestors did, what they fought for and sacrificed for, we're going to repeat the same cycles because you repeat what you don't study. You repeat what you don't acknowledge. That's why I like, that's why I try to read, I write, you know what I mean? I read, I write, I travel, I speak, I do, because me doing these different things and tapping into the stories of my ancestors is tapping into the power of myself. Because when you plug into the knowledge of your ancestors, you plug into the knowledge of yourself. That's why a lot of people, when they see me do certain things, they be like, "How you do this? How you do that? How you do this? Damn, bro, I just see you doing here. Now you over here.
Right.
Damn, bro, where that come from?" Like, I just study the ancestors. I study the ancestors, and I move based upon what my ancestors would want from me. My family and friends is one thing, but it'd be like, what is your soul telling you to do? What is your mind telling you to do? What is the guidance of your ancestors telling you to do? And that be the thing. That's why I try to stay reading books about the ancestors, stay watching documentaries. I try to stay in that space because
stay in that mindset.
In that mindset, because if I don't, it's like an idle mind is the devil's playground. So if I'm not in that state of mind,
then you
I'm in
going the opposite direction.
Naturally.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen like that because idle mind is the devil's playground. That's what made our ancestors so powerful, because they would always study, because they was fighting they was up under so many adverse situations, so they always would study. They always would strive for better education. They always would strive to fight against the oppressive system. They always would double down their knowledge and things of that nature, because if they would sit idle in some capacity, they know they would be losing. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm saying all that to say is you got your family, friends, they guidance is one thing, but you also got the guidance to your ancestors, and it's like you can't know where you're going until you know where you're coming from. Like I said, a lot of people see the things I done did, where I done went to, what I done came from, all that. But I had to block out all that BS and tap into, like, even when I first moved to Houston, like, you know what I mean? I had to figure out, like, I had to leave the environment I grew up in so I can focus on what's in the mirror, most importantly. Like, forget what my family say, forget what my friends say. What do Malachi think? What do Mally want? What's best for me? What makes sense for me? Where should I go? What should I do? Where should I head? And I move based upon that. You know what I mean? Because we can take on our family fears and insecurities and stuff, and we'll try to live by way of their fears and insecurities. But you got your own life to live. You know, your father had his journey, your mother had her journey, but what's best for you? What's your path? What makes sense for you? What you want to be? How you want to lead? Who do you want to become? You know? What great ideas you got that you want to materialize? Who can you connect with to help you materialize these gifts and talents? You know what I mean? Because it's people out here, but you gotta make space for those people out here to. You gotta make space for those people out here so they can assimilate to you and y'all can work together. You feel me? Like you gotta have space for people. You know, cause for me, I know I'm on what I'm on, but and if you're not of it, I can't be around you too much. But at the same time, I am willing to work with people and be around people who willing to be on it. They ain't gonna be exactly like me or they gonna be perfect. But if you value and honor and respect what I'm on and you can pour into what I'm on, then I'm willing to do the same with you. You gotta honor, respect, and value and pour into what I'm on in order for me to be that for you. And everybody ain't gonna do it the same exact way because you are your own person. But if they can do it in their way for you, then it can be a symbiotic relationship. You feel me? But yeah.
That's deep.
Nah, we cooked.
Dang, when I be saying certain stuff.
And thank y'all for watching Original Guys Worldwide TV with the goddess T Sweet, also known as Sweet T. You feel me? Yeah, I'm talking shit, but yeah, the Sweet T, that's a bar. That's nice.
Yeah,
sweet
I appreciate
tea.
you.
That's nice.
Me
But
extra.
You think I'm extra?
Come on.
All right, yeah. Thank y'all for watching Original Guys Worldwide TV podcast. I'm with T Sweet and and give them your Instagram, your information, and your closing remarks.
Yep, sweeten_pretty on Instagram. I'm on TikTok at Ty Sweet 3 E's Life. So y'all can see me dance and have fun. I'm not all serious. I'm funny. I'm fun. A lot of things, but yeah, I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to express myself, and I hope to have inspired or ignited some goodness, some wisdom, or just some motivation to keep being your authentic self. So
yeah, we gone. Give it up for the Sweet Tea. And I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. Peace, y'all. Peace.